country. I hope everyone is having a great day. So today, to continue our National Library Week, I am wearing another library shirt. It says, I don't always enjoy being a librarian. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Because even in these trying times, I still love being a librarian. I still love talking to people about books. I had a chance to do that a little yesterday, and I loved it. And a little bit more this morning, and I loved it. So today, we are reading one of my all-time favorite book series. Actually, I can't say it's on my all-time favorites because I've not finished the series. It's one of those that I've started and the new book came out and I didn't realize it. And so now I need to go back and reread it and everything like that. So I love rereading book series that I like, though. So this one was a Helen Ruffin book a couple years ago. And, going with my theme of National Library Week, this one also goes along with that theme in my shirt. It is called The Book Scavenger. Book Scavenger, series by Jennifer Chambliss Bertman. Okay, so this one's really cool, especially if you kind of like mysteries and solving problems and stuff. So I'm going to take a sip of my tea because my throat's feeling a little right now. Yum, yum, yum. Peppermint tea does the trick. And then we're going to get started. Now, this has a prologue, but it's really not called a prologue on here. Some people may just skip over it, but it's really good information. So I'm going to go on and spend a few minutes reading it because it lays out what's about to happen in the story. Okay? It says, greetings, Scavenger. So it's like a welcome letter for scavengers. Greetings, scavengers. Garrison Griswold here to welcome you to the wonderful world of Book Scavenger. We are a community of book lovers, puzzle lovers, and treasure hunters. Are you too? Then come along and join us. Here's how to play. Hide a book. Choose a book to send on an adventure. Pick a public place to hide your book. For example, a local park, a coffee shop, the library, or the bus stop. And then it has a little note there. Please be respectful of our environment as well as laws and regulations of the area in which you're hiding a book. Visit our online store to purchase bookaflage, kind of like camouflage, but for books. And costumes, but for books, to help conceal your book or create your own, or hide your book in its birthday suit. After all, sometimes no disguise is the best disguise of all. Number 3, create and upload a clue. Provide other scavengers with a hint for how to find your book. Example, the lowest branch on the tallest tree. To increase the difficulty level and have fun. Many users conceal their clues with a cipher or code or make their clue the solution for a puzzle. Use the auto-generate feature on our website to have a computer encrypt your clue or get ideas from Puzzlepedia page and create your own. Number 4, register the book you would like to hide. Every registered book is issued a unique tracking code. Apply a tracking badge to the inside front cover of your book. Download your tracking badge from your profile and print it. You can print onto a label or use paper and tape and tape it into your book. Number 5, hide your book. Track its travels via the Hidden Books tab on your profile as other scavengers find, log, and re-hide your book. Then here's directions for finding a book. Find a book. Select a book. Search for books hidden near you. Select which book to hunt by title, location, or random selection. It's up to you. Alternatively, enter a specific title. If users have hidden that book, you will see a list of the locations. Download the book, or number 2 is download the book clue. If you flag the book before you download the clue, you will earn double points if you reach the book first. This is called declaring a book. See the points section for more information. Number 3, solve the clue. Number 4, go book scavenging. Now here's the section on points. You earn 1 point for every book you hide, find, or if someone finds one of your hidden books. As you earn points, you will move up through the ranks of the game. The higher your rank, the more special privileges you earn, like unlocking secret pages and online games and puzzles. You can also cash in your points at the book scavenger store for book hunting supplies or for more books, of course. To earn more points and add an element of suspense to your hunt, a seeker can declare a book. To do this, you must select Declare this book before you download its clue. You cannot declare a book you have hidden yourself or one that has been hidden by a book scavenger friend. Declaring a book will double the point value, but watch out. Declared books are flagged for all users to see, alerting every book sleuth to the hidden book that is now worth double points. This is where the suspense comes in. Will you capture the book first? Or will a poacher? Poachers are book scavengers who target declared books in an attempt to get them before the original seeker. And here are the ranks. And I kind of like these ranks because it has to do with characters from major books. All right. Encyclopedia Brown, 0 to 25 points. A bright and brainy young sleuth, Encyclopedia Brown was the go-to detective in his neighborhood who offered his services for a bargain rate of 25 cents per day, plus expenses. This is the entry level for all those playing book scavenger. Nancy Drew, one of my personal favorites, 26 to 50 points. Your curiosity and keen eye for clues are moving you up in the world. Nancy Drew is smart and resourceful teenage sleuth who began solving mysteries in the 1930s and continues to solve them to this day. Sam Spade, 51 to 100 points. You are an intrepid book scavenger now. This private detective is the creation of San Francisco's own literary son, Dashiell Hammett, and appeared in his novel, The Maltese Falcon, as well as 3 short stories. The next level, Mrs. Marple, 101 points to 150 points. Agatha Christie's famous detective is more than meets the eye, and you are now a book scavenger who shouldn't be underestimated. And I hope, I have trouble with some names. I hope I'm not going to mess this one up. Monsieur C. Spencer, can you call Miss Erica? Do you have her phone number? Okay, I'll call her back after I'm done. Monsieur C. Augustine Dupin, you're an old pro at this game. Dupin is often considered the original detective. His creator, Edgar Allan Poe, is credited with starting the detective fiction genre in 1841. And then the top level is Sherlock Holmes, 201 points or more, the highest rank for a book scavenger. You are a master of puzzles, logic, and deduction. The final, most important, and most fun step of all is read the book. In addition to offering literary treasure hunts, Book Scavengers provides a wonderful online community for book lovers of all ages. Post reviews on your profile, join book conversations in the forums, and bask in the book-loving ambiance. Those are the rules, fellow scavengers. And don't forget your motto, life is a game and books are the tokens. Yours in Pages and Play, Garrison Griswold, creator of Book Scavenger and CEO of Bayside Press. Let me just text this person back. Live reading now. We'll call you. And the only reason y'all are going to think this is crazy, that Miss Foster needs to talk to this person, it is my hair person, and my bangs are in my right here. My bangs go all the way down to here. And I need my color touched up some. So it is very important for Miss Foster to get a hold of this person.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry. That was my son over there who is bound and determined to let his hair grow to his shoulders, and it's not going to happen.
Dang it.
Okay, so chapter 1, we're starting there. Chapter 1, Garrison Griswold whistled his way down Market Street, silver hair bobbing atop his head like a pigeon wing. He tapped his trademark walking stick, striped in Bayside Press colors, to the beat of his tune. The cab driver slowed and honked his horn, leaning to his passenger side window. Mr. Griswold, you want a ride? It's on me, my friend. Very kind of you, but I'm fine, thank you, Mr. Griswold called back and raised his cane in salute. He preferred traveling by streetcar or BART. They were the veins of this city he loved, after all. A woman clutching a cell phone hurried to Mr. Griswold's side. My son is such a fan of book Scavenger. Can I trouble you for a photograph? Mr. Griswold checked his wristwatch, plenty of time to spare before he had to be at the main library for his big announcement. He balanced a hand on the woman's shoulder as she held the phone at arm's length to take a picture. So is it true, she asked, do you have another game in the works? In response, Mr. Griswold pulled an imaginary zipper across his lips and gave her a wink. He continued on his way through the stream of pedestrians, whistling and tapping his cane on the brick sidewalk, completely unaware of the two men who stepped into his wake. And here is a picture of Mr. Griswold and his cane. One was tall and gangly, with bushy black eyebrows peeking from the edges of his backward ball cap. His partner was a bulldog of a man who moved as if his chest propelled him down the street. Instead of his legs, his hands were jammed in his front sweatshirt pocket, and his stature and his Miss Foster had a brain stopping for a second. And his stare, I don't know why I thought stature. And then I looked at it for a long time going, what is this word? I've never seen this word before. And then I went, it's stare. And his stare didn't waver from his target. And you know how I figured that out? I read to the end of the sentence in my head to say, okay, what is that word? Don't know why. Mr. Griswold descended into the BART station, and I'm assuming BART is like a subway station. When he paused before the fare gate to remove his fast pass from his wallet, a voice from behind spoke his name. Mr. Griswold turned and faced the men. His smile faltered. It was early afternoon, off hours for commuting, and the trickle of people coming in and out of the station was slow, non-existent at the moment. He adjusted his frameless glasses and looked at the tall man in the eye. I'm running late for an appointment, gentlemen. Mr. Griswold wiggled his salt and pepper mustache, a nervous habit. The way that short man popped his knuckles and gave him a look that could only be described as scornful caused him to put up his guard. We have a friend in common, the tall man said. Yeah, friend, said the short man, laughing hoarsely. Ah, I see. Mr. Griswold turned to go through the fare gate, but the tall one stepped in front of him and blocked his way. I'm in quite a rush, Mr. Griswold said. If you wouldn't mind calling my office, I'll be happy to speak with you at a later date. Mr. Griswold extended his walking stick between the two men, trying to force his way through, but the tall man grasped him firmly by the shoulder. We want the book, he said. Mr. Griswold resisted the urge to hug his leather satchel firmly to his side. Inside was a special edition of The Gold Bug by Edgar Allan Poe, and he had crafted himself using the Gutenberg 2004 EX Pro printing press and binding machine he kept at his house. He planned to make 49 more, but only the one in his bag existed at the moment. He'd brought the gold bug as a prop for the unveiling of his new elaborate game. It would be just enough to give a hint, a small peek, to the public of what would be involved. But those men couldn't be talking about that book. Nobody knew about it yet. Nobody at Bayside Press, and nobody in his personal life. Mr. Griswold used the cuff of his suit jacket to dab a bead of sweat from his temple. I run a publishing company, gentlemen. We deal with hundreds of books, thousands. You'll have to be more specific than that. You know the one we want, the short, stocky man said. He leaned in close, stretching on his tiptoes like he was looking up at Mr. Griswold's nose. He jerked his neck back to his partner. He knows which one, right, Barry? The tall man stomped on his foot. We said fake names, remember? Whatever, the other responded. This guy's old. His hearing's probably shot. Taking advantage of their brief moment of strife, Mr. Griswold swung his walking stick and whacked Barry on the cheek, then pushed past him towards the entrance to the lower level. Help! His cry echoed in the cavernous station. There was a low crack, like a distant boom of thunder. Mr. Griswold felt something like a punch to his back. He stumbled and fell to the ground, hitting his head on the stone floor. Had he been shot? He struggled to breathe. A numb dampness spread across his lower back, and his head throbbed where it had connected to the ground. Barry cursed and rushed forward. He stooped beside Mr. Griswold and placed a palm on his forehead as if he were checking for a fever. What did you do, Clyde? What happened to we got to use fake names, Clyde said. I can't believe this, Barry cried. You have a gun? You shot him? That wasn't part of the plan. Clyde shrugged. I improvised. What if he doesn't have the book on him? Of course he has it on him. Clyde inspected the hole in his sweatshirt pocket where he'd concealed his gun. He'd need it for the press conference. An automated announcement drifted up from the level below where the trains and buses arrived. Barry slid his arm underneath Mr. Griswold and dragged him backwards into an empty bench. With a soft grunt, Mr. Griswold collapsed against the slick granite wall behind him. He crumpled from a seated position to a prone one, his back sliding against the wall, leaving a streak of blood to mark his trail. He tried to land on top of his bag in the effort to keep it from the men, but Clyde tugged it free. Clyde pulled the book from Mr. Griswold's bag, The Gold Bug by Edgar Allan Poe. He tossed it to Barry. That has to be it. Mr. Griswold's vision blurred, the two men together and apart. He wanted to say something to stop them, but all that came out were moans. Barry hardly looked at the book before hurling it to the corner where it rebounded off the wall and slid beneath the trash can. That's a brand new book, he shouted. It's still a book, Clyde said. He's a publisher. He's going to have books on him. We were told to look for an old book, a really old book. A BART train rumbled in one level below. The hum of people leaving the cars carried upstairs. We got to get out of here, Barry said. The two men raced to exit. A boisterous group wearing black and orange jerseys rode up the escalator. One of them noticed Mr. Griswold slumped on the bench and ran over. A man dialed 911 on his cell phone. A woman crouched next to him and repeated, "Hang on, everything will be okay." As Garrison Griswold hovered on the brink of consciousness, he wasn't worried about when help would arrive. It was the slim edition of The Gold Bug wedged between the trash can and the wall that consumed his thoughts. All that work, all his plans, everything was in place, but without the Gold Bug, his game wouldn't get launched. His nearly priceless treasure would never be discovered. He hoped desperately that the right person would find his book, someone who would take the time to understand and appreciate the secrets it held. Ooh, mystery is afoot. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you are reading some good books during National Library Week. And even if you watch this video and it's not National Library Week, I hope you're reading some good books. I miss you guys. Stay safe and keep reading.